It's July, and you know what that means. It's time to answer questions put to me by $5 supporters on Patreon and Subscribestar in the month of June. If you'd like to ask me whatever you want, just use the links in the description and become a supporter at the $5 level. Josh Havens asks, what is your opinion of right to repair laws? Well, it's ridiculous that we're even having to have this conversation. If you buy something like an iPhone, it's your property to do whatever you want to with it. And that includes hiring whomever you want to repair it or make any other modifications to it that you want. What's happening, of course, is an extreme abuse of intellectual property laws. When Apple can stop people from making a $3 repair to an iPhone, insisting that they go to an Apple store instead to be overcharged or even given an upsell as the only option, it's bad enough. The stories of customs stopping independently made repair parts as counterfeit is just ridiculous. Of course, they're doing it that way because the Constitution gives the federal government the power to police counterfeiting, but counterfeiting was only supposed to apply to money. If a dollar is defined as a certain amount of silver, and you tried to pass something off as a dollar that didn't have that amount of silver in it, you were counterfeiting. How can a replacement part be considered counterfeiting just because it wasn't made by Apple? The only way I can think of is that if they were passing off these parts as having been made by Apple, but that isn't what's going on. Another example is the whole John Deere tractor thing, where people who buy a tractor aren't allowed to modify the software that's on it. Supposedly that's about copyright and licensing laws, but those are only supposed to apply if you turn around and sell the modified software. You should be able to modify whatever software is running on your own computer for any purpose you want. So right to repair laws are good, but even better would be getting rid of the ridiculous laws that make them necessary to begin with. Hoplu asks, what are your thoughts, if any, on Hans Hermann Hoppe's argumentation ethics? Argumentation ethics is basically a proof by contradiction. In order to argue against self-ownership, you have to engage in self-ownership by using your body and your mind to produce and communicate the argument. It's a bit like saying, I am dead. You have to be alive to say it, so the statement cannot be true. Therefore, the mere act of arguing against self-ownership is a contradiction, and the only logically coherent position is therefore self-ownership. It's not a bad attempt, but there are a number of problems. What if someone were to cut off your legs, for example? That wouldn't affect your ability to argue. There are a lot of people who don't have legs who nonetheless can get online and make arguments to people about whatever. So it can really only apply to the mental and physical processes required to engage in the discussion. People without legs do that all the time. More to the point, suppose you were dealing with a full utilitarian who says that people should be forced to donate one of their kidneys since you really only need one, but you could save someone else. How would you argue against it using argumentation ethics? You don't need both kidneys to argue. A more general opposition the statist might make is might makes right, meaning government has the right to force you to do certain things, and it's just the fact that they're not doing it right now that gives you the ability to argue. Also, the fact that you're using something doesn't mean you own it. You might be having this discussion on Facebook. You're using Facebook, but that doesn't mean that you own Facebook. So really, it's flawed in several different ways, and we have much stronger arguments for self-ownership. Thomas Urbanski writes, how would you approach the argument that capitalism was an idea created in an industrial era to keep a feudal system in a rise of social movements? I know it was the opposite. Oh, well, there's your answer right there. You already know it. It is exactly the opposite. Capitalism is what you use to put an end to feudalism and mercantilism and everything else this country was founded to put an end to. With feudalism, only lords can own property, and only those specially granted the privilege can own businesses. Capitalism preserves your right to own property or start a business, and no individual is excluded from that. And all government has ever done is get in the way of it. Finally, Jean-Pierre writes, what is your opinion on Adam Kokesh? Without sinking too far into the quagmire, I'll just give you an idea by saying, if you look at that whole Kokesh versus Larkin Rose business, I'm on Larkin's side. So that's it for another month. Thanks for listening, and I just want to let you know that I'm also on the new BitTubers.com website, so please subscribe there. Everything on BitTubers is monetized, no ads, no censorship, no political adpocalypse or anything like that. I've tried BitChute and Minds and DTube and the others. These are the guys who I think have got it right. So please check it out. The site's still in beta, but I think it's great so far and the devs have amazing plans for the future. Of course, if you really want to support this channel, nothing helps more than sharing the video and channel links with everyone you know. YouTube's been unfairly excluding independent creators like myself from lists like their related videos, so anything you can do to help pick up the slack would be wonderful. And of course, you can always help by going to donate.bogosity.tv and support by donating with PayPal or crypto, or becoming a regular supporter on Patreon or Subscribestar, or simply by downloading BitTube's Airtime extension using the link and having that extension active when you watch my videos and the videos and websites of all the other creators you like. Thanks again, and until next time, stay strong and be free.